All right, in this series of InDesign tutorials, I'm going to go over some of the major features of creating an interactive PDF file. So if I go to File and Open and come down to Chapter 11, Interactive PDFs, I have this folder here. It's called Interactive PDFs Complete. Okay, so I want to explain what's in this demo folder first. So in the first folder, G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe roster page complete. I have all my subfolders here, little pictures that I'm going to be using, and I have two InDesign files. One is the file that has already been completed, and the other one is the demo that I'm going to use to build. Okay, so I'm going to open up this one first, G.I. Joe interactive file complete, and just show you what that is. So what I did is created a multi-page document. The first page just shows the main characters we're going to be looking at, and each page has a character bio, buttons to go to the previous page or the next page. We've got a file card, and I've got something called an object state with a previous and a next picture button. Every page has been laid out like that. You have your character, your bio, your object states, which is like a slideshow, buttons to progress through the slideshow, a file card, and a previous page and a next page button. So you could see it goes all the way through. Okay. And then I have a page on the toys, and I have a page on all the different comic book titles they have done for G.I. Joe. And I've got a final page that incorporates animation, complete with a play button to play an animated video, stop, pause the video, resume the video, and a button where you can jump to a specific point in the video called a navigation point. Okay, so this file has been completed. We'll come back to that later. I don't need to save that. I also have a file in that same folder called G.I. Joe Interactive File Demo. So when I open that, you can see I don't have the video there. I kept these pages pretty much the same. I kept all of these pages the same. But I wanted to show you how I built them. I'm not going to go through the process of building every single one. I've laid out my documents here, my files. I've got all the information here, half of the information. So I want to show you how we build what's called an object state, how you do the previous page and the next page buttons, and build it up. So we're going to practice 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then you'll get the hang of it by then. So I'm going to show you how to build the object states, the buttons, all that. We're going to add the previous and next page buttons. And then there will be a demo on how we do all the media, like the animated video and the playback buttons. So have this file open, ready to go on the next tutorial. And just to show you what we're going to be doing, in fact, I'm going to close this. I want to show you what we're building up to. So if I go out to my desktop, I'm going to minimize InDesign here for a second, go to my InDesign tutorials, and we'll just increase this so we don't have to look again at that ugly desktop. Right there is Interactive PDFs, and I also have a folder here called G.I. Joe Outputs. Okay, when I was done laying out the entire interactive PDF, I saved it in the 2 possible ways, as a interactive PDF file, and I also saved it as a SWF file, small web file. Okay, because I wanted to show you the difference between the 2 types of output, and I'm going to go through those right now. So I'm going to double click the PDF file. And I'll just open that right here in Acrobat. And you could see what I have is these rollover buttons. Okay? But they're kind of sticking on the screen. I don't really like that. They should roll over and turn off. And if I click, it jumps to this guy's page. I've got a previous page button and a next page button, so we can scroll through here. But I also have these little buttons to toggle through a slideshow. And you'll notice when I click, nothing happens. So object states, they don't work in a PDF file. Videos, they don't work in a PDF file. Okay, so I'm going to quit Acrobat. That's not working. And I'll go to the other one, G.I. Joe Swift output for all features. See, I even called it interactive default PDF. Does not work. G.I. Joe Swift output for all features. So I'm going to double click this Swift file. And we can view that in a Flash player. So I'll just bring this down here. And now you can see my rollovers are working. I can click to jump to this guy's page. I can go to the next pages or the previous pages. And we'll go back to the cover. If I click on Snake Eyes, I have an object state, which is like a slideshow. There are actually 4 photos piled on top of each other. So I can toggle through those photos. So I can show them as comic books, graphic novels, comic books again, that's what he looks like, and video games. I've got a bio on him. If I scroll through the rest of these pages here, I've got my animated video with playback buttons, so I can click play, and I'll turn up the volume so you can hear this. Okay, and when I click stop, there's a playback button for stop, but when I click play, it starts all over. Okay, so I can pause the video and resume the video. And I've also created a button called a navigation point. So I can jump, like, what is G.I. Joe? Introducing the G.I. Joe team. So I picked a specific point in the video and I'm going to jump to it.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
And that's G.I. Joe. So now I have my buttons. I can go back through my PDF, or actually it's not a PDF. Go back through my Swift file where all my features work. So that's great. And I want to show you how we built this file to get to this point where we can scroll through and check out all these different object states and the video at the end. Okay, so I'm going to quit my Flash player there. Let's close that and come back into InDesign. And in the next video tutorial, I'm going to start you off by building our buttons to jump from previous pages to next pages and back and forth, and show you all the interactive features next.